Emanating from the studios of BizSpot Studios here in the heart of Las Vegas, you are now watching another episode of Let's Talk Travel. I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the goddess of travel right here, Miss Gypsy Gottlieb. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous. I'm so excited to be back here today. We have so many good tips and tricks for our viewers.
Absolutely. We have, and you know what? Our first two episodes, which, by the way, you can now find on our brand new Facebook page under the same name, Let's Talk Travel Podcast. We're going to be uploading all of our videos there, as well as our tips and tricks and some news articles and worthy things. Yes. So you might want to make sure you stay tuned there. And also, please reshare the page so you can share our experience and tips and information with all your friends along the way. So please check that out. So yeah, great responses to our first two shows, which is wonderful.
Yes, loved it.
Which lets me believe people are still interested in getting away now. So, yes. Which is good, which is absolutely good. All right, so we have today's topic is really almost going to be a little bit of a grab bag with a theme to it. And that theme is going to be how to travel on a budget, right?
The best way to travel, yes,
so
absolutely.
It's, you know, everybody's worried about the dollar. Everybody's worried about financial. Well, most people are. I know I am, and I know you are. And there are ways that we can do things better, right? So let's talk. What are some of the things that we want to share with our audience about how does one travel on a budget? Where would they even begin to do that?
Okay, well, I think, Aaron, that you're going to know my first answer, and probably all of you viewers already know my first answer to that question. Exactly.
What
it's
could
the
it be?
obvious. Come see me out at Lake Las Vegas. Call me, text me. Set up a meeting with me. Come visit me out at Lake Las Vegas. I'll buy you lunch, and guess what I'll teach you? I will teach you how to travel on a budget.
You had me at lunch.
I guarantee it. I had you at lunch, right? Well, how about lunch like in another city?
There you go. Hey, yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
teach you how to do that, and I'll teach you how to do that on a budget. You know, which brings me to something people say to me all the time. This isn't new. They've asked me for years. People have said, Gypsy, how can you afford to travel as much as you do? And there's twofold there. Yes, I do know how to travel on a budget, but because I know the benefits of travel, I look at travel different than everyone. I look at travel and I say, how can you afford not to?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like medicine. It's almost medicine like for the brain, the body to get away. You know, it's again, we talked about this on the previous shows, that when we talk about travel, we talk about vacation, we don't necessarily mean packing up 20 suitcases, a steamer trunk, and you're going to go away for a month at a time. What I like to do, one of the things I like to do to quote unquote get away when I'm not really leaving the city, folks will hopefully notice on the table I have my Topgolf hat here and my putter. Not that I've ever used it all that much because I use a lot of wedges. But anyway, you know, because golf, I heard somebody say today, I was actually listening to a show about golf or it's such a mind-clearing sport. You know, you're out there in the greens all by yourself with maybe 2 or 3 others in nature for 3 to 4 hours. Topgolf, though, kind of gives you that same simulation in this respect. You're focusing on your technique and skill or just out there to have fun. It doesn't matter. And you're just within that realm of golf, relaxation, having a good time. And so that's why I like go to Topgolf. My daughter and I did it in Virginia back over Father's Day weekend. And so to me, that's my escape sometimes.
I didn't even know. I'm not a golfer. I didn't know they were in Virginia. I didn't know they were.
They are national, yeah.
So they're a chain.
Yeah, they're big time. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. So what you're saying is it's kind of like a mental getaway.
Absolutely. Mental recharge.
That's
absolutely.
Beautiful.
I get away for 3 or 4 hours. Well, it's like being in the studio. It's like, you know, when we're in this environment, no one can touch me. No one can find me.
It's beautiful.
So you know, Topgolf for me kind of does that same thing where I'm just within my surroundings. I don't worry about anything, and I'm away, mentally away, even physically away, but mostly mentally away, which is important about vacations, like you said.
So let me ask you this, Aaron, and I still want to call you Dr. Phil.
That's fine.
You are the vacation doctor. Do you turn off your phone when you're golfing or top golfing?
I put it on vibrate, but I don't have it in my pocket. I put it away back in my bag so that if I really want to see it, I have to go out of my way to get it. With my children out of this area and stuff happens, I can't do a complete disconnect. That's just me. But it is out of my pocket. It is not handy. I bury it. Sometimes I leave it in my car. for that very reason.
That's fabulous, right?
Yeah.
So I can feel it's like a little bit of a challenge,
Yeah,
but you test yourself and you do it, which is what we're trying to explain for everyone to do when they're on vacation. Just disconnect. So that's a great way to start the process.
Absolutely.
Bravo.
Keep it in the car. It's like, oh my God, what am I missing? The world is not stopping while I'm in here, but I get through it. So, but you're right.
Nice.
It is like getting away, where it's like the old riddle, how to eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time, right?
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah. So it's the same
that.
thing for those who think about travel and vacation. What would be the first step that you'd recommend for someone who doesn't do it a whole lot, plus on a budget? Where can we get these people to take that first bite out of that travel elephant?
Okay, so I do have notes. My disclaimer, I just turned 55 a couple weeks ago, so I do have to use my notes today. Other than the first step, of course, visiting me and let me teach you. The second one, this is kind of a little bit of a recap. I was reading some other tips and tricks on Google, right? And one young kid suggests don't eat 3 times a day, and I'm like, oh wow, that's horrible, because that right there is going to make people not want to go if you're already attacking and taking away their food.
Exactly.
How about we just teach people how to get affordable food, right? Make food affordable, because truly when you're on vacation, you might even eat a little more because you want to try what the locals are eating, which brings me to my tip. Talk to the locals. Ask them, where do they eat? Ask them, where are the best prices? What type of food should I try? Because they know, right? They live there. And the other thing that goes with that is don't be afraid to use coupons, or what the world calls Groupons now, because Groupon is everywhere. All you have to do when you go to Groupon is type in the city you're in. You will be amazed at what comes up, right? It's fabulous.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like the locals there is almost like a human Yelp.
Yes.
Right, it's like an interactive Yelp, because they're going to tell you where to go.
Way more fun.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because you can't really do that with your phone. Talk to me! It doesn't work that way. So, but yeah, that's a great idea. Talk to the local people. My last vacation, we got friends with the shop owner down where we were, and they were kind enough. They invited us to their home for dinner. So if you make friends with local people, you may get a free meal out of it, and it's a homemade meal, and that saves you cost even for that. So you're right on. I think that's key, is get to know your local area.
And they know about festivals that might be coming up while you're there that you don't know about, and they know where the farmers markets, that they know everything. It's their own, right?
Now, you talk on a budget. Let's talk about the food for a second, because when I go away, I like to get a condo for that very reason. It's got the kitchen, it's got the ability for us to make meals, and you buy some food. Yeah, you're kind of exchanging a little bit of a cost there. You're buying the foods for your condo.
Right.
But you can still control your costs. So I look for kitchens when I go away. Or it's not that I'm going to cook 10-course meals, but it gives me that flexibility.
Well, then again, depending on who you bring with you, maybe they'll cook the
That's true. That is
meal.
right. That's very true.
I have some friends who love to cook, right? That's not where you're going to find me again, at home or on vacation. But if someone else is cooking the meal, I'm all about it.
Right on.
But it does save you a fortune. The other thing, if you're on a road trip, don't be afraid to pack a cooler.
Great idea.
I mean, you save a fortune. Plus, you don't ever get stuck in that, oh my God, I'm hungry, and there's nowhere, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and now my sugar's dropping. I did have that happen once. It was a horrible experience, and I ended up eating the little, like a trail mix with peanuts and some little pieces of chocolate. I was going through Yellowstone National Park. I misjudged the timing. I forgot how slow people drive through national parks, because that park happens to be bigger than the majority of the other parks I go to. Thank God I had the trail mix, but it was not what I wanted to eat. And I think it was like an hour with the traffic back up before I even got to one of the welcome stations where we could finally get a sandwich. So me and my mother always pack a cooler. Even when we just go to Laughlin, which is a 90-minute ride, and we only go for the night. That's one of our favorite short getaways. We leave at like 6 or 6:30 in the morning. We get there. We park in the garage. We always go to the same place. We pull out the cooler, and we make ourselves a little lettuce roll-up with romaine lettuce, the crunchy one. Right. And then we go inside and we gamble for 5 or 6 hours, because we know we can't check into the room till 1, 2 o'clock. But we don't want to go in there and eat food, because we want to enjoy our money on other things while we're out there. So we pack a cooler. It's awesome, and you know you're going to eat what you like, right?
That's a great point. You brought me back to the days when I was growing up in New Jersey. Of course, the thing to do was go to the shore, go to the beach, go down the shore. And I remember we'd get up on a Saturday morning at like 5 in the morning. My mom and dad would pack the cooler. It was in the back of the wagon. Remember the old wagons, right?
We had one.
And it was just something special about knowing you're packing a cooler to go away and you're taking it on the beach with you. So you had your bologna sandwiches and fruit and everything else, your drinks. What a great memory that is, because it's almost like a mini camping thing.
Yes.
By taking your
brings
food.
Back good memories.
But boy, it really does control some cost for you and give you much more flexibility in your day.
Now, you went way back because you said bologna sandwiches.
Yes,
So,
Hebrew National bologna, by the way, or salami.
do
Hebrew
people
National.
still eat bologna? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
Am
why
I allowed
not?
to ask that? Okay.
Sure. If you eat bologna, we want to see comments on the video. I'm more of a salami guy.
And you're definitely packing a cooler if you're eating bologna, because
Absolutely.
you already know how to budget, right?
That's
You're
right.
living it.
That's right, but that's okay. That's okay. It was Wonder Bread. Remember Wonder Bread?
I do.
So it was Wonder Bread with a little mustard, although I liked ketchup on salami and bologna.
Yeah.
Little sheet of that lettuce on white bread. That was the whole sandwich, and we thought it was the greatest thing in the world on the beach.
It was fabulous. You couldn't wait for your sandwich.
But what a great idea, though. I mean, just on these type of drives, had some of that stuff with you, because some of these roads, like you said, hundreds of miles could be between each stop, and then you get caught and you're in trouble. So I love that idea. I thought that was great. What else you have?
Well, also we talked a little bit prior about if you're traveling with friends, and make sure they're not codependent, right? Because you still want to be able to get up and maybe go take a walk by yourself, so you can catch that zen that Aaron here gets when he's golfing, right? So with everyone chipping in, then you can get a place with a kitchen. But then again, even if you travel without friends and you were a member of my club, you could get a place with a kitchen even if you didn't have friends. But it is fun to travel with friends. I have some really good friends who I do travel with. I do my mom trips and I do my friend trips. And this February, I'm actually blending both. So I had a big 2-week cruise plan through the club, saved me $350 plus. I don't know if I told you, I'm getting $50 back in credits, which really equals vacation money, which is going to go towards one of my next trips. So I don't know if I told you.
No. What kind of credits?
Did I miss that?
Yeah, credits come back. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that $350 that you saved, was that an aggregate savings on the entire planning that you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it was saved with the cruise lines, or where did that savings come from?
From the club.
Through the club because of the disc. Gotcha. Yep. Okay. Yep. So there's automatically built-in discounts based on the membership.
Guaranteed lowest rates.
Yep.
And we put them through the test. Don't you know? Because my mother is the cruise master.
Right on.
Yeah, she's a big cruiser.
Who are you cruising with? Give them an idea of what cruise line you guys are cruising on.
Princess. We always travel on Princess. My mother loves Princess cruises. Therefore, I love Princess cruises. Now, if you're single looking to mingle, I'm not going to recommend Princess cruises. It's more of a mature cruise. There are a few kids on it, but not a whole lot, which is one of the things I like, so I don't have the kids' noise. Most people are my age and up, and just great people to talk to. Again, sitting at the group table, you learn so much from the travelers. But it's definitely not a pickup cruise, and that is one of the things I like about it, right? I am there for vacation, relaxation, some mother time, and seeing new things. And the food's amazing, always.
To learn more, as you're listening to this, and again, we're not selling or pitching anything. We're not against ways people travel. We just want to continue to make people aware of the evolution of travel. As example, the club and membership that you're talking about. Please give Gypsy a call at 702-275-2205 or text her. She does respond to texts as well. Or you can email her direct with any questions you may have or set your appointment that way. Just email her, first name, Gypsy, at 702goddess.com, and she'll be happy to get back to you. Schedule that appointment. At least nothing else, you're going to get a free lunch out of it, that's for sure. So whether you're already here in Vegas or you're planning on coming to Vegas, You get to see Lake Las Vegas, which is a beautiful part of the area, and you get to hear some ideas about perhaps something that can enhance their next travel idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll teach you how to earn free travel. I can't believe I forgot to tell you about
Earning
that.
free travel. And what better word is there when it comes to money but
Yeah.
free?
Free!
Free.
Exactly.
So,
right?
which is great, which is a great way to do it. And again, it's the evolution of travel, which I think is people forget about.
Yes, everything's evolving, you guys. It has to, right?
And great example of budget costing and why people may hesitate nowadays. Gas prices now.
Yeah.
In the last
they've
10
evolved.
in the last 10 days, my local gas station has gone up almost a little over 30 cents in 10 days. Okay? So this is that time of year where people start looking at, even if we're going to do weekend getaways, gas or whatever, but if you're saving money on the back end of, let's say, an accommodation, or maybe you don't want to take your car, rent a car, right? I mean, put the miles in somebody else's car.
Correct.
But the cost of your accommodations is going to more than outweigh the expense of putting gas in your car, I would think.
Correct. Plus, if you were a member, again, with my club, and you're getting paid back every time you go on vacation in the form of credits, which equals vacation money, it's paying you back for that extra gas price, right? 'Cause
Right on.
when you say 30 cents, people are going, 30 cents. But it's not the, 30 cents, it's 10 gallons in your car,
Right.
It's really $3, right? If you have a 15 gallon tank, checking my math, it's $4.50 extra, right? If you have a long commute to work, that might be an extra $20 to $50 a month that you just got hit with. And if you're going on vacation in your car, it's going to add up faster. So why wouldn't you want to get paid back, right?
Absolutely. So you're getting a twofold through the club, and that's, of course, your discounts, and then, like you said, the credit back for your plans and such. Let's talk into that, because we didn't really touch on that the first two shows. I know we're kind of digressing off of our budget, but I want people out there to understand the credits, how they earn them as part of the membership and to the club. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Well, here's the beauty of it, right? Most of us, everyone I'm talking to right now, has gone on a vacation. If you haven't, then I need to be on the top of your list, absolutely, because you need me more than most people, right? So we all heard of, some people use that expression, rebate or discount. What we do is not only do you get guaranteed low prices, but you get credits every time you spend money. They go into your back office. It's kind of like the credit card points, but different. But it's the only thing I can think of that everyone out there can relate to. So imagine this. We'll take that cruise I booked, for example. I don't know the math on how the credits pop up. I can't explain the math.
But it's a percentage probably of the dollar spent.
But it's guaranteed you're going to get credits when you book, right? So not only did I book the cruise through the club, save $350, get $50 back in credits, I also used a credit card, which gave me points. So I am figuring out how to double dip. Hello, double dip means more vacation time for me later, right? Even if it's a staycation, I have more vacation time.
And flexibility to do that. Financially.
Flexibility to do that, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it works almost like these cards that offer the cash back. That cash back sits in your account. You can either apply somehow. It's kind of like that.
It does, right. And you don't have to use it towards vacation. I'm going to, because that's the whole purpose for me. That's my whole intent, I meant to say. You could use it for a restaurant card. You could get a restaurant card and give it as a Christmas gift. I'm not going to do that, because in my mind, my points are all about adding more travel to me. But you can do anything you want with
any limitations with those credits? Do they expire after a certain time if not used, or
not that I'm aware of?
Okay,
not that
we'll
I'm
get
aware
clarification.
I'll check on that though.
Okay,
absolutely.
Because I'm sure people will want to know that if they don't use all their credits.
The best part about the credits is when you share your membership with your friends, you get credits. Guess what they get? Go ahead, guess.
What they get?
Yeah.
Well, besides membership to the club, let me guess that they'll also get starting credits in their account?
No, but great guess.
Okay. Said guess, so I guess.
It was a great guess. At least you took the guess, right? They will get guaranteed lowest rates.
There you go.
Yeah.
Benefits of the membership.
So you're sharing and saving your friends' money, and you're getting rewarded. You can even take this membership, if you know how to do social media, you can blast it out to strangers.
Right on.
Let them use it. And I don't know how to do all that yet, or I'd be on vacation right now. I wouldn't be here. But you can do that if you're a social media master.
And if you weren't here, I'd look pretty silly all by myself with an empty chair right next to me.
Correct.
So call Gypsy, 702-275-2205, 702-275-2205. Make that reservation, an appointment, get free lunch, check out the program. Even if it's for nothing else out of curiosity, information is power. And what you choose to do with that information is always going to be up to you, but there's no harm in spending some time with Gypsy in a beautiful part of Las Vegas, getting a lunch and learning about other ways that you can travel, whether it's big travel or weekend getaways or staycations or Topgolf. It doesn't matter.
Right, yeah. And afternoon getaways are important, right? My afternoon getaways, I like Red Rock. For those of you who don't know Vegas that well, if you don't catch a red light, you're there in 10 minutes.
Right? That's very true.
If you do catch a red light or you're trying to get out there at rush hour, yeah, it's going to take you 30 minutes.
Pack that cooler. Have that cooler in your car.
Have some lunch. Yeah, fortunately for me, I go at 6 in the morning when I go, so the gates are just opening. There's really not a lot of traffic. However, you do have to pay attention because you got all the cyclists.
Right. Oh,
there's a bike path on the road now. Thank God they built the bike path because it's at the edge of town. It's a beautiful national park. I mean, it's
13-mile drive trail up through the park.
13-mile drive. And now most of you are finding out about it. It's not my fault, so nobody blame me. But the park is getting so busy that they might have to do what we do at Zion, which is close the park to cars. You park out front, and they just have the tour buses dropping you off. Wow. Even though they just rebuilt and repaved all the roads, they're getting damaged pretty quick because it's an amazing place.
Absolutely. And that's, you know what, for that area, that's not a terrible problem to have because we've always tried to get people out there.
Correct.
And what's interesting is people don't realize that in our town of Las Vegas, which is known for neon lights and gambling machines and that 5-mile strip, that Las Vegas actually has places like a Red Rock, like the Springs Preserves, that we have all these cultural things that the 2.2 million people who live here take advantage of.
All the time.
You know?
You'll definitely see a lot of locals out there, right? There was one more. The other thing, good thing.
The nice thing.
Yeah, about Red Rock being so busy is because it's a national park and you pay an entry fee that helps keep the park nice and clean.
What's the turtle up there that always tells us about, is that a Max, something Max? Is the turtle up in red? Do you know, Mark? I'm asking our producer. The turtle that's up at Red Rock, something Max, isn't it?
Like their little mascot?
Yeah, that comes out from hiding. Sort of like the groundhog in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
something Max. I know Max. Okay, well, I know it's something Max. I can't think of what the other. Mark will look it up for me.
I do know there's
it's one of those silly points I digress to.
I'll have to look that up, but there is an incredible hike out there called Turtlehead. It's a Turtlehead Peak. However, it's one of the highest, unless you're an avid hiker. I don't recommend doing it because you're going up and down gravel. So it's now that I'm 55, yes, I said that on.
I'm right ahead of you. I'm not too far ahead of you, by the way.
I probably won't do that one again because it's so steep and the gravel, you do slide. And
it's interesting now, so we're talking about hiking, and really a lot of people love to come to Vegas and they like to take in the natural sights. Yeah. Mount Charleston has one, beautiful. Mary Jane Falls with all the switchbacks to go up there. This is something that we're trying to share purposely, that there's more to Vegas for those who want to even just come to Vegas for a getaway than just the gambling. Because not everybody that comes here loves gambling. They want to see the shows, the culinary.
Correct.
But I've always encouraged people to get a taxi, an Uber, if you know, get off the strip and go see a lot of the things that you and I, as someone who lives here, takes advantage of. And all these hiking trails and things that you can do of natural beauty, people forget, and they're right at your fingertips.
They are, and you know, everyone's saying, and especially the locals, stop moving here, there's too many of us. And on Facebook, the locals are yelling at the Californians. I'm not, I love Californians.
That's right.
But they're not just moving here because prices are great. People move to Vegas because it's fabulous. You know, I take comfort in knowing within 5 or 6 minutes from my house at any time of the day, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I have everything right there. Now, I don't do that often.
I was going to say, what do you do in the middle of the night? Do you go hiking in the middle of the night?
I don't know if I want to know that question. Because that's not safe. But I go to the strip, and when I do, I don't tell anyone. I like to just go and, you know, watch the tourists.
It's certainly a 24-hour town, and you always have Chicago, New York, and L.A. that boast themselves to be these 24-hour towns, and Frank Sinatra wrote about it, Chicago. But the really, you know, Vegas is 3 8-hour shifts. It's really what it is if you think about it. And it never sleeps, it never stops. So we're just sharing all that for those who are considering a vacation destination after you get your membership package and get the discounts from Gypsy, that there's a lot to do here in Vegas.
There is. And, you know, let me just, you mentioned the discounts. They're even in Vegas. I worked with a couple this weekend, and if you're watching, hi, thanks. Thanks for visiting. We had a lot of fun. But we were looking at prices in Vegas, and we were looking at from, well, kind of what we said last time, from the Holiday Inn to the top casinos. In the top casinos, for a one-night stay, we could save them $60, $70 just off one night. Live inventory, they could look at it. And then from a hotel non-casino, the savings was like $20, $30. But then the other beauty inside the website, and this was amazing because of what you just said. What did you just say? Wow.
Wow, yeah.
That's all I heard, because take the casinos and take the hotel non-casinos aside for a minute. There are multiple timeshares around town they could have stayed in for $320 for the entire week.
Through the membership.
Through the membership, yeah, without paying a maintenance fee, right? So they were wowing me the whole time, because they were locals, but they do like to do staycations, right? It's a great thing. It's
like what I said last time. Anytime you could change the four walls from your normal routine, to me, is a vacation. Staycation, vacation, whatever it is. So just get out there and do it, because now we're presenting an opportunity for you to learn more information about how to do that in a way that won't break the bank. And you can even upscale the style of vacation for less money than you might be spending now to spend a week in a regular hotel and have accommodations like the potential of a kitchen and make things easier, especially if you're big family traveling. Forget it, friends. Mom and dad and a couple of kids. That'll blow your budget just on one meal 3 times a day.
Yes, which brings me to one of my pointers for the day. And as Dr. Phil, for a moment, you're going to remember this, because in our prior industry, we use this all the time. There's a big difference between vacation and visitation. So you know exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
So yes, we do go visit the relatives. I don't, because they all live here. However, you don't always want to go visit the relatives and wake up in their house, because then you're on their time schedule, because they're still waking up to go to work. They want all your time. You're not resting in relaxation. It's good to do. It's nice to see them. It does save you money, but you have to fit in a regular vacation along with your visitation. You just have to. You'll understand that once you do it.
And as someone who lives here that gets frequent visitors from out of Vegas to come visit, I don't always want the visitors in my house. So
there you have it.
Use this program to set up a place. That's okay. That's okay. Use this program to set up a place that those people can stay at and utilize as well, and they have their own space. So there's a lot of ways you can use the program to benefit everybody. Okay, let's recap some of the budget tips before we wrap up today's show. Just review a couple of them, if you would, please.
All right, so stay at a hotel that offers breakfast. And those are pretty good, actually. They even give out fruit if you don't like any of the other stuff.
Right.
Stay in a place that has a kitchen, right?
Even if you don't need it, have it if you want it.
Right. I can tell you one of the things I do a lot when I do have the kitchen is my protein shakes in the morning. I like to make fresh protein shakes and use fresh fruit. I don't like the canned stuff. Okay. Go with friends, chip in. Don't sacrifice and always do a visitation. If you are doing that, you absolutely need to call me the minute you watch this. 702-275-2205. Call me now.
Text, call, email, Gypsy at 702goddess.com. Well, that just about wraps us up for this edition of Let's Talk Travel. Can you believe it? Another show in the books of travel tips and ideas for our listeners. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's awesome. It's awesome. Love sharing this stuff with you guys.
Thank you for watching. We'll be back with another episode coming up shortly, right after this one. So have yourself a great time no matter where you go. Make sure you watch your luggage and get to wherever you're going safely. For Gypsy, I'm Aaron. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk Travel.